I told the church we're launching out. I marched around, down to Henry, down to Dixwell, back to Munson, from Munson down in front of the church. We all stood out front. I lined up everybody as much far down the block as we could go, both sides, and I prayed, God, give us this block, that we might be able to build homes and houses for your people, that they might live in a decent environment. We have been able to transform it ourselves, build the houses, take the houses, put them up at an affordable rate so that people can get a chance to buy it. And then secondly, to work with families, get families in and show them what it's about. One of the homeowners says, I never thought that this was possible, but I'm getting my own home. 58 years old, I think she was. And that, to me, that was worth it. Just that one person was worth the effort, all that we had to go through in order to acquire this block, get all the funding that we needed to build it. Because if you don't have a decent home to come to, that means you're not cooking healthy, that means you're not eating healthy, then you're coming out in an environment that's not healthy. It just continually adds to the demise of the family structure, and as an end result, the families become discombobulated. We have all kind of chaos going on. I can walk up and down the street, speak to everybody. I don't have to worry about gunshots. Don't have to worry about, bottles being thrown in the street because somebody's out there drinking and acting crazy. Totally changed. I'm over here in Dixwell, New Hallville. Pastor over in the Hill wants to do what I did. I open up everything to him. You can see everything. We'll walk you through it. We'll show you. We'll work with you. We'll try to find people to help you. That's what it's all about. It's not about me sitting over here and saying, well, I did it. Find your own way. I'm not helping you, or what's in it for me. What's in it for me is that I got healthy people throughout the entire community. And when you have healthy people in every segment of our neighborhoods, and I'm serious about this, if they're healthy in New Hallville, if they're healthy in the Hill, if they're healthy in Dixwell, if they're healthy in Beaver Hill, if they're healthy in Prospect Hill, if they're healthy over in Westville, if they're healthy over in Fairhaven, if they're healthy over in the Cove, then we have less violence, we have less crime, we have better streets for people to feel good about and comfortable about walking up and down. There are some people who won't come on my side of town because they're fearful, like somebody's going to attack them. That's crazy. That thought process, or even that feeling, that notion is out there. We've got to come together as people, regardless of what race we are, and be able to live together, harmonize together, and have good, healthy communities. It's time for a change. We do it block by block. Then we can create better, healthy families. We can create an atmosphere where kids don't have to be worried about riding a bicycle or walking on glass or something like that. Absolutely creates a healthier environment. And you feel better. People feel more comfortable walking down the street. Why does the inner city have to be the last? Why do poor people have to be people that everybody looks down on? On Sunday morning, we serve, during the winter months, 75 to 100 homeless people. Bring them in for a little short service. We give them a hot breakfast. I told my staff in the church, do not talk down to them. Do not speak down to them. I got to tell you, some of them come in. It will test your faith and your resolve. But when they come up to me and say, hey, Reb, and reach out their hand to shake my hand and give me a hug, they get a handshake and they get a hug. And that's because when my dad was still pastoring and had a lady that used to come here, she was drunk all the time. And I was the only one that she would listen to. She came in one Sunday raising Cain. My father told me to go stand with her. I told him, no, not today. And of course, that didn't work, him being my father and pastor. In the back of the church, I stood right next to her. She was something. She smelled bad. She looked bad. She was loud. And I'm telling her to be quiet. Her name was Barbara. And if she's listening to this, I really love to be in contact with her. The choir was singing, and I heard this voice. And I want to know, who is the high soprano in the choir? Because whoever that sister is, she's singing. And I'm serious. This is real. And I'm looking, and I can't find anybody. And all of a sudden, I turn to my right, and it's her. And she's singing. She had this voice that would blow you away. And when I talk about it, I get emotional, because I still remember that, because that woman changed my life. She sang like an angel. And I looked at her, and at that moment I looked at her, God spoke to me and said, don't ever think that you're better than somebody. He said, if I touch her mind, she'll not only come in here and out-sing, but I can anoint her and she'll out-preach everybody. Who do you think you are? You're nobody. And I stood there and tears were rolling down my eyes. And I looked at her, and she just suddenly stopped and looked at me and said, I got to go. And I'm saying, please don't go. She said, I got to go now. I said, Barbara, please don't go. She said, I got to go. She said, but before I go, can I get my hug? And I gave her this big hug, tears running down my eyes. I didn't mean to get emotional, but tears running down my eyes. And she walked out. I've never seen that woman ever since. But she made such an impact on me that, if anything, if you show anything about this, show my fellow colleagues this. Show the faith-based community that. Brother, but for the grace of God. As a young man, I had said I was going to be a functioning alcoholic. God touched me. Look where I'm at. So, anything, come on, let's come together. Let's do something. Let's help somebody that they can be where we're at. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it so much.